Hey there, DCPS ELA students. In this video, we are going to talk about a strategy for writing an objective summary of a narrative or fictional text. Summarizing is an important strategy and skill that can help support your comprehension as a reader. Summarizing can help you to both determine and capture the theme or central idea of a text. Sometimes when we read, there is so much information in a text that we have to decide what is most important and worth remembering. What is most interesting is not always what is most important, and there is sometimes unimportant information in what we are reading. After we determine what is most important, we then have to decide how to put that information into a format that is clear and concise. When you tell someone about your day, you include the important people, places, and events, but leave out the little details. Similarly, a summary of a narrative story is a brief retelling of that story. It includes only the main characters, setting, conflict, and important events. When reading a story, you might have personal opinions or feelings about the story, and although it's fine to have those opinions, don't include them in the summary. A summary is supposed to be objective, meaning telling only the facts of the story. Remember, in an objective summary, the writer explains the central idea, records only essential details, typically moves from general to specific description, chooses exact descriptive words, and suspends his or her own feelings about the text. This video has 3 parts. First, I will describe the strategy and apply it to a text as an example. Then we will apply the strategy to a text together as a model. And finally, and most importantly, you will apply the strategy using the assigned complex text in your distance learning plan for the week. The strategy for summarizing that we use to write an objective summary of a narrative text is called somebody wanted but so then. So the important information to include in our summary is somebody, who is the main character, wanted, what does the main character want or what is the character's goal, but what is the problem in the story or what is keeping the character from his or her goal, so what is the solution to the problem or how does the character reach his or her goal, and then how does the story end. Let's go over a simple example with a story we might all know. So Cinderella wanted to go to the ball, but her evil stepmother wouldn't allow her to go. So her fairy godmother showed up and used magic to give her a dress, shoes, and a carriage so she could go. Then she met the prince, they fell in love, and lived happily ever after. I would then use my somebody wanted but so then graphic organizer to help me build a summary of Cinderella. Now let's apply the strategy together to a new text. The text we'll use is called Mystery on the Blue Ghost by Saj Moby. I'll read it aloud first. Let's pack up, Mr. Sanchez told the 20 students in the gigantic aircraft carrier, the USS Lexington. To become acquainted with life aboard a Navy ship during World War II, they had slept in the floating museum's narrow bunks. Suddenly, Harrison cried out, "My camera! It's gone!" He emptied his duffel bag and pawed through his possessions. "When did you last see it?" said Mr. Sanchez. "On the flight deck when we were watching pelicans." Mr. Sanchez sighed. The carrier's flight deck could hold 3 football fields, but at least it narrowed things down. "Maybe the blue ghost took it," teased Victoria. "Forget about the ghost stories you heard. Why is the aircraft carrier really called the Blue Ghost?" Mr. Sanchez asked. One student answered that during World War II, the USS Lexington was reported to have sunk 4 times, so the Japanese gave it its ghostly nickname. "Right. Now to the flight deck, class." The students trudged up the stairs. "There it is," shouted Harrison. He pointed to the control tower, which rose 150 feet high. Dangling from a tall antenna was a silver rectangle. "Nobody could have gotten way up there," said Victoria. "Perhaps not, but look," exclaimed Mr. Sanchez. Near the dangling camera, a pelican flapped lazily toward the outer bay, scanning the water for the silver flash of a tasty fish. Now that I've read the story, Pause the video and read the passage again. This time, try to identify somebody wanted but so then of the story. Here's what I came up with. So the somebody is Mr. Sanchez, Harrison, and the 20 students. They wanted to leave the aircraft carrier, but Harrison couldn't find his camera, so the class look for it and wonder if the blue ghost took it. Then they look on the flight deck and find the camera dangling near a pelican and realize it's the pelican that took it. One way to connect our different ideas in a summary is to use subordinating conjunctions. In my model, I'm going to use the subordinating conjunction when. Now let's look at my summary. In the story, Mystery on the Blue Ghost, Mr. Sanchez and his class of 20 students are visiting the aircraft carrier, the USS Lexington. The class wants to leave, but Harrison can't find his camera. One student thinks the blue ghost took it, but another reminds the class of the history of why the aircraft carrier is actually called the Blue Ghost. When Harrison remembers he last had the camera on the flight deck, all the students head there to look for it. The mystery is solved when Harrison spots the camera dangling from an antenna, and the class realizes a pelican must have mistaken the camera for a fish. Now, take out your assignment for the week and apply the strategy to the complex text that you are reading in your distance learning plan. Remember to ask yourself first, who is the main character? What does the main character want? Or what is the character's goal? What is the problem in the story? And what's keeping the character from his goal? What is the solution and how does the character reach his or her goal? And then finally, how does the story end? Thanks for watching.